Did you know you can eat healthy without giving up flavor or fun? I didn't know that until I discovered Washington Red Raspberries. They're a clean, simple, and seriously delicious way to add more nutrition to your day. American grown by American farmers, picked at peak ripeness, and frozen within hours to lock in nutrients like fiber, antioxidants, and vitamin C. Washington Red Raspberries have no added sugar, just fruit, as nature intended. I love eating a handful as a snack throughout my day, and if I'm feeling fancy, I'll swirl some into yogurt or top off a salad. They're such a great summer treat. I won't gatekeep this anymore. Frozen Washington Red Raspberries are one of the best kept secrets in the freezer aisle, and make sure to look for Product of the US on the bag. Want to discover new ways to use American frozen red raspberries and get more details on where you can grab a bag of these delicious berries? Go to redraz.org. That's redrazz.org. You'll find recipes, health tips, retail locations, and everything you need to make frozen Washington red raspberries a regular part of your routine. Hi, I'm Yue Xu.
And I'm Julie Krafchick.
We're active daters turned dating insiders.
Here to dive into everything modern dating and relationships.
Welcome to Dateable. Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Brunch Talk, where we address your dating questions.
And we love getting these questions because we're always like, what is top of mind for people? I think it's such a great opportunity for us to connect directly with the Dateable community. So keep sending them in, whether that's through a review or DM or email. Whatever the way, we love getting these questions in.
And also, it's a good way for us to think about dating. Like, we are always looking at the different angles of what you're all experiencing. And this question in particular, we've had it asked to us in a multitude of ways. And the question is, why can't I get a relationship to progress past the first few dates?
And more info from our listener. I feel like lately I've been having trouble getting past the first few dates, even though I see a lot of relationship potential. I would say it's 50-50 who decides to break things off overall, but the people I see the most potential in usually break things off with me. What should I do?
It's funny that this person is saying can't get a relationship to progress past first few dates, but then there's a 50-50 chance of them breaking things off. So first of all, let's really look at the numbers and the reality of the evidence. When we think there's a pattern, then we're always going to look for evidence that supports that pattern. But in reality, if you can just objectively write down the dates that you've gone on and how many dates they've gone past, you might find evidence for the other argument. So that's first and foremost. And second, I would also want to shift the conversation into, why are we judging the success of dates by how many dates?
Right.
I've gone on some first dates that were phenomenal. They did not go anywhere. I'm just really grateful for that time to connect with someone. I know it's disappointing that maybe it doesn't go somewhere, but sometimes I'm like, maybe it was just meant for that one date, and anything past that would have been sour.
It's so easy to go here. Like, nothing's working out for me. It's all these extremes. But again, I love what you said of just jotting it down and being realistic of like, why didn't this move on? And some of it, you will never know the answer, because we also need to remember that we don't know anything about where these people are that we're going on dates with. Even if you had the best hour of your life, you have no idea who else they're talking to, what's going on in their life. Are they even relationship ready? They may say they are, but that doesn't mean shit, especially when you don't know or see any actions that correspond with it. We need to stop holding this metric as a reflection of our self-worth.
Yes.
When it's so out of our control. And also 99% of dates will not work out.
I know.
Like, most of these people are not going to become matches. And that is what's so beautiful when you actually meet the right person, because you're like, I can see why some of the other ones didn't go there.
I keep thinking back to this episode we did with my friend Brooke, who was the queen of Tinder in Manhattan. She went on 1,000 first dates.
Yeah.
But the man she ended up marrying, she met him out and about. They didn't go on dates. It was just a connection, a really strong connection they had. And he lived in London, so it was long distance. So technically they didn't go on any dates before they got in a relationship. And then thinking back to my previous relationships, I cannot recall how many dates it took for those dates to turn into a relationship. Can you, Julie? Like for your current partner, how many dates did you go on before it turned into a relationship?
I don't know, but there was momentum there. I think that was like one of the things that with a lot of my other dating experiences,
Yeah.
it felt like it was like one or two and then it just stopped.
Yeah.
Where like this one, you stop counting because the momentum was building.
Right. You're not like sitting there going, oh, it's a third date now. I think when it works, you do stop counting.
Mhm.
And so if you are in the mode of always counting dates, you're setting yourself up to fail because you are always trying to get to that bigger number. What we're saying is it could be arbitrary. It could be a few dates and it could sometimes just be no dates. And then you just really find a strong connection with someone.
I do want to call out, though, that this is a very common way of thinking about this. And
Sure.
we've heard this like third date curse, second date curse. We actually had an episode, season 16, episode 4, breaking the second date curse with a listener, Kevin, who was convinced he had a second date curse.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually like so scared to go on that second date because he like thought that it would just mean it was over. And for our take on it too, is like in today's world with first dates being so abundant with dating apps, in a way, the second date is the first date.
Mm-hmm.
That you're just like, is this person someone interesting enough that I would go on a date with is the first date. So of course, most of them aren't going to work out. It's not like all of a sudden this person's like doomed. They can never be in a relationship. Like we said before, most first dates don't lead to second dates. That's just the nature of dating in this digital age.
And reframe what you think relationship potential is, because that's what's getting in our way a lot of times is we think there's so much hope with this person. Well, the truth is you went on 1 or 2 dates with them. How
Yep.
do you really know? What you're holding on to is the potential, the filling in the blanks.
Mhm.
So maybe that's one way to reshift this is to like stop saying this person has relationship potential. It's more like, oh, I'm curious to get to know this person
Yeah.
better. But if they are not interested in that next date, okay, great. They're just not as curious about you. It's not personal. It doesn't mean that they don't see relationship potential in you. They're just not as curious.
I'm so glad you brought that up, and I want to dive into that a bit deeper. But before we do, let's take a quick break to hear from our sponsors. With summer in full swing, it's time for a closet refresh, but I'm trying not to waste money on pieces I'll only wear for just one season. That's where Quince comes in. Their clothes are timeless, feel luxurious, look elevated, and the quality is way beyond what you'd expect for the price. Think 100% European linen tops starting at $30, washable silk dresses and skirts, and soft cotton sweaters. And the best part, everything with Quince is half the cost of similar brands because Quince works directly with top artisans and cuts out the middleman. I've been on a bit of a shopping spree with Quince lately. I got some wide-leg jeans that are perfect for evenings that will take me well into fall, and European linen pants that are so lightweight and perfect for that summer warm weather. So give your summer closet an upgrade with Quince. Go to quince.com/dateable for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/dateable to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/dateable. Again, I'm so glad you brought that up because I'm just thinking back to one of my friends and her just getting so caught up in like these people thinking there's so much potential of like they went to the same type of boarding school I went to. They're from the same area in the East Coast, but we now live on the West Coast. Like all this like things in common and building this person up as someone like they could date.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always be like, you met them at like a show, like you were barely talking to them. Like you just got to the very surface level pieces. Them not following through after didn't mean they like had any potential. Like you've assigned the potential to them.
Yes.
And like the most simple equation ever is they don't have potential if they don't want to see you again.
Yes. They are the wrong person when they take themselves out of the running.
We actually talk about this in the book. We call it the Bachelor Vortex. But we don't need like, I don't know how many people are in The Bachelor, like 30-ish people.
Yeah, it's like 30 some contestants.
you don't need all those people. Like you only need the right person for you. It's just a vanity metric that we're so caught up in. So I would maybe reframe the metric of like, am I showing up like my true self?
Mm-hmm.
That's the metric.
And do I actually like this person? Do I want to keep getting to know this person? The Bachelor Vortex is something we love talking about because it only works on The Bachelor because there's only one potential person. There's only one candidate for all these women to choose from. Of course, they're all banking on this one person, but that's not real life. In real dating, you're not like, this is my only choice and I got to make this work. Everyone's trying to figure it out. And this is just part of the figuring out process. It does not show that you're succeeding or failing at this. It is just giving you information.
And if you or the other person decide after one date that there's something there that makes it just not the right fit, wouldn't you rather know that then?
Yes.
Than like go on 5 dates with them and feel like you're arbitrarily moving forward, but not.
Yes.
It just shows that this metric is not actually worth anything. And all it does is lead us to feel badly about ourselves. Like we aren't measuring up. I mean, I feel like we've seen this happen before as like people will compare their phones to their friends and be like, oh, you're getting all these matches on dating apps. And then they just feel bad about themselves if they're not on the same page or like on the same boat. But why? Like, why does that matter? Like if they're just, it's just a vanity metric.
Yeah. You don't need all those people. In fact, it is very tiring to have too many people who are a potential match. That is crazy. This is why love is so elusive. And this is why we want it so bad, because it is something that's not ubiquitous. It's not like everybody is going to be the love of your life and everybody's going to be this person you're going to be in a relationship with. You want to find the one who's right for you. And that's what makes relationships special. So it's another way of looking at this whole process of finding your person as a special privileged time. It's a process. It is something we all go through. We need to go through to find that special connection at the end of the rainbow, or many connections that we all have throughout our lifetime.
It just shows, again, it's quality over quantity. It's not how many dates and relationships you can rack up, but like, are they actually fulfilling ones for you? So we really need to change the metrics, and then it won't feel, I get it, because it's like in every other part of life, like we're like climbing some ladder. So it makes sense in dating that we do too. And every date signifies that we're getting closer, but it doesn't actually do that in dating. Like if you're with the wrong person, every time you go on another date with the wrong person, that's just detracting you from finding the right person. So it's actually opposite to how we view success and progression. So if we can change the metrics of, okay, I'm being my true self, I'm putting it myself out there. And if they can't meet that, then great. They have freed me up quicker to go find someone that can.
100%. Yes. Do a reality check every once in a while. Is this a limiting belief? Is this a pattern that is actually happening? So really understanding what is something I'm making up or something I'm looking for evidence for, or something that's actually happening. And even if you find, like, let's address this, even if you do this log and you find out in reality this is actually happening, don't judge that information. It's just information for you. And then look back and say, okay, these dates didn't go anywhere. There's a lot of dates that didn't go anywhere. Was there a connection? Did I feel connected? What was the quality of these dates?
Yeah.
And maybe that's a different way to reassess. It is how you're showing up, but it's how you are judging the dates based on connection versus if they're actually going to go somewhere.
Yeah. And maybe it's re-listening to the episode from a couple weeks ago where we talked with Gemma Speg about like recovering from dating burnout. Because if you feel like this is happening over and over again, like maybe there's something bigger happening that you need to take a step back and slow down to speed up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully this helped. You are not alone. That's the number one thing.
Nope.
There's nothing wrong with you if things don't go to the next date. Just keep in mind and change your metrics.
And why not just send us your brunch talk question over and over again? We like getting questions. You can email us hello@dateablepodcast.com. You can DM us on Instagram @dateablepodcast is the handle. Or you can leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, and in the body of your review, you can ask a question there. And we talk about this so much in our upcoming book, How to Be Dateable.
So much.
Almost this entire book is dedicated to changing the metrics of dating so that you can set yourself up to succeed in your love life and feel like you have agency over your love life and not succumb to these arbitrary numbers that don't mean anything.
If this episode resonated for you or you've asked this question before, I think you need to go out and like pre-order right this minute, because this is going to help really change this, because it's just such a painful place to be. And we say this because we were both here before. It's a painful place to be, thinking that dating is such a representative of your worth and how you show up and who you are. So if we could get that to shift, then dating just becomes a lot more enjoyable and magical again. What it was meant to be, to meet the right person, not all this extra baggage and weight that comes and heaviness that comes from dating.
Oh, yes. Yes, we all need that heaviness
removed,
lifted. Yes. So go to howtobedateable.com. That's where you can pre-order the book, because it's sold everywhere.
Or Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, all the places. And audiobook too. You can pre-order that as well.
All right. That is it for this brunch talk. See you all soon.
Bye.